too hot off the press, and I'm sorry, I've got like this crazy just green screen behind me. I've got Joe. I'll bring Joe online here. I'll do a quick intro for him, but I was just sharing with him kind of offline that, I use this platform Be Live, and I really don't like to bash, stuff because I know people really put a lot of effort and work into these things. But man, this thing is driving me crazy, this tool. And I can't, for whatever reason, cannot bring up the great brick wall with the logo on the back of it. And because it just goes into perpetual like crazy mode. And so anyway, I am here and I got the big man Joe. So Joe, and if I butcher your name, please forgive me. I want to call it Joe Maracic. Is that
close? Maracic. Yeah.
Maracic.
Oh, but in the Croatians say Maracic.
Maracic.
It's close. It's close enough. You got the Mara part right. So that's good.
Yeah, I like that. That's good. Yeah. All right. So we got Joe Maracic. And Joe, Joe and I are part of some different groups, and he and I have some very common interests. We love like tools. And so we're going to talk a lot about tools, some different kinds of things, I think, kind of free flow, if you guys have questions in regards to tools. And as I was saying, a tool I'm using, Be Live, is my live stream tool, but it's driving me nuts. And
it's a good tool though. Be Live is
I know Joe says it's a good tool, but I've had more issues than that, I think, with it. Joe turned me on to something else, Wave. I'm going to go look at Wave after we get done with this thing and see about what Wave has to offer. Let's see. And we just got all kinds of stuff. So forgive the green screen in the background, folks.
Beautiful.
But it's beautiful.
Of course, we have technical difficulties the day we're talking about tech. It makes sense,
right? Yeah. But go ahead and like, share, subscribe, all of that fun stuff. We'll say hi's to some folks. We got Pammy over in California. Hey, Pamela, good to have you. Thank you. I know Pamela's over on the West Coast, I think in the Bay Area somewhere. So for her she is up and at it early. So good to see you, Pam. Thanks for joining us. Manaria, hey, good to see you. Thank you, my man. Appreciate it. Thanks for joining us today. So we got some good stuff going on. I'm trying to keep it PG here.
We're not in Craig's mastermind.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. So Joe and I are part of Craig's Campbell has a mastermind group, and I don't have a link for it. You can join it. Go search for it somewhere. We get all kinds of lively conversations on that. Certainly well worth it. If you want to look for a great mastermind to jump on and have fun and just talk a bunch of SEO stuff, all different kinds of stuff, actually. It's really a great group. Joe and I think, are probably founding members even, I think. I don't know.
I think you were in there way before me. Pam actually got me to sign up for Craig's group, even though I knew Craig for years back. I actually met you through, I think, years ago, Chris Walker's group. That's where you and I think, started talking.
God, man, that must be a long time.
That was a long time ago. It was only a few of us, and it was a nice group. It was a nice, and then we all started doing our own thing.
I forgot all about that. We were in that group.
Yeah, we were in that group. That was a lot way back. It was a good group. It was a really fun group. Yeah. But Craig's group's excellent. They're both great groups.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, that's funny. Actually, I'm talking with Chris later on today. He and I got a call scheduled. So
tell him I said hi. He'll be like, "Oh no, Joe." Too many questions are coming. Even Craig knows. Craig knows. I overanalyze.
So, dude, you have got this thing, LoudEgg.
Yes.
Well, even before we get into LoudEgg, maybe it'll be a segue. You can jump into LoudEgg. So, what is your claim to fame, Joe? What do you do? I know you're a great artist, and but give us a little bit of background. Give us the Joe story, and then we'll jump into some of this other shit.
How many hours do we have here? Basically, my wife asks me all the time, Joe, what do you do?
Oh man.
I'm a what is it? Joe of all trades, master of none. That is me. Basically, grew up a artist. Been drawing since like before I could walk. Loved my crayons. My mom would take away my crayons instead of like, you can't watch TV tonight. Take away his crayons. Everywhere I went, I carried a briefcase full of art supplies, and I would go to like someone's wedding, and I was like 10 years old, open the briefcase up and start drawing in the corner. And my parents were like, all right, this has to stop. No more briefcase of art supplies to these events. Then I started wearing like trench coats so I could put all the art supplies in my pockets. And then they had to frisk me before I left the house. So that stopped. So I was like, what are you going to do? I just wanted to draw. And
Funny.
always into art. Went to college for art, oil painting, fine art. Got out of college. Didn't turn a computer on actually in college because my Serbian art teacher caught me in the computer lab for like 5 minutes, and he goes, "What are you doing?" And I'm like, "I just want to learn about graphic design and web development." "No, you're not. You're not selling out. This will distract you. Stay on point. You're a fine artist. If you do that, you're not in my painting class anymore." So I was like, all right, I listened to him, and I hear his voice still. I'm like, God, he was so right. I got distracted by the shiny object. But then when I got out of college, out of art school, came home, and I'm an artist, art degree. What are you going to do with that? My dad's like, go paint the house, go paint the wall. You're an artist. Go paint my wall, sheetrock. So that wasn't what I went to school for. So then I started looking for jobs as a graphic designer, and I interviewed well at Pip Printing on Long Island, and they hired me. And then I just started teaching myself at Barnes and Nobles at night, reading books, those Bibles on every tool.
Yeah.
I did have some agency background when I was younger. Like my uncle owned a advertising agency in New York City. So growing up, I was in his agency a lot, and all the design markers and lecture set. I was really into graphic design, but back then, of course, there was no computer. It was just doing it by hand. So I was like, I could do this, but finding out it's all computer kind of, changed the game. And then most of my friends who were graphic designers, web developers, they couldn't draw a stick figure. So I didn't know what I was, doing in that industry, but, worked out. So then fast forward, LoudEgg started during, it was Software Shed at the time during COVID,
Right.
where everybody was home and we were all doing things, and sports talk, was the only distraction on Twitter mostly. And this whole LTD tech community thing was like, wow, what's this all about? Yeah. And all these video tools came out because everybody was home, working from home. So there was a lot of tools bought there that weren't necessary. I had more video tools than actual videos. And we started this community, pivoted to LoudEgg, which used to be the name of my agency for 15 years. A couple years ago, I joined forces with Brian Winham and a few other guys with Max Places, which is a digital marketing agency on Long Island. And so I just turned LoudEgg into kind of the other side of my brain. So right now I have two sides. I have the art side and the IT guy. And LoudEgg is the IT part of my brain. And the other side is Graphics Joker, which is more of a Twitter X following of sports art. And I started doing more cartoons over the fine art because I noticed whenever I painted an oil painting that took me 6 months, I got like 2 likes, no retweets. I drew a cartoon of a New York Met and it went viral, like a little cartoon. I said, oh, maybe I should just do cartoons. So that was kind of like knowing your audience, start doing cartoons again. So and that's kind of the gist of it. I mean, there's more to it, but yeah.
I love it. Yes, and I love your art is great. I should have had some of that stuff up here, like to show you. I'm
Thanks.
sure you did the LoudEgg logo. So there's, but yeah, your sports kind of memes. Well, I'm not sure exactly how you describe the sports tunes kind of thing.
Yeah, the tunes. I tried to go with tunes.
Yeah.
We've actually discussed my brain in our mastermind. I think Craig had a whole session just for me last year. Like, Joe, what are you fucking doing? Like, you're doing the art and you're doing the tech. And most people said, yeah, you should try to focus more on the tech part of things. Besides a day job as the SEO, this is all free time. But we're trying to connect them together because I haven't really monetized LoudEgg yet. I have a couple other admins, great guys. We have a great community, a lot smarter people in that group than me on this stuff. And it's not the biggest group. Definitely go join, check it out if you're into tech. We're trying to help out newbies as well. Like I have my aunt in there, who's like, what is this AI? What is this stuff? And so we're trying to accommodate everybody with not just the experts, and there's no dumb questions. I mean, and we post memes too, so it's really silly.
Yeah, yeah. Well, you got some fun stuff in there. We'll give a shout out to your champion in arms over here,
That's Yoda. That's
Brian.
Yoda. That's a
Yeah.
smart guy. Yeah, when you asked me to come on, I was like, me? You got all these other guys that you've had on, and gals, and Holly and Terry, and then you got Brian coming up. I'm like, what the heck am I going to talk about?
Hey, nobody liked the Croatian sensation, though. Come on. Yeah, we do have Brian coming on here next month, I think. So that'll be fun. You'll check him out in February. So, yeah. So I'm gonna move this. I'm gonna try to nail this thing over. Let's see if I can do it. There we go. Pull up the LoudEgg a little bit bigger. So, LoudEgg, you've got about 2,600 members or so, and if you go and you look at the people that are in here, I mean, like, you got some good names of people in here. I mean, people that absolutely know, tools and software and SEO, and man, I mean, you got some good folks in here. And I love
we've got some definitely, big names in there and great people. And I want to do more. I want more SEO in there. I want more, it's not just lifetime deals. That's how it kind of started. But I created the group more for just like a knowledge base, like people sharing information, a hub, everything, the digital marketing end of it, web development, how you use your tools, workflows and stuff like that. Schema, whatever, share it all. Promote yourself,
So, hey, morning, Terry. Terry Samuels in the
Terry.
house.
Schema master.
Another good dude. Just saw him last week. We were in Las Vegas last week at the Traffic and Conversions Conference.
Did you have fun?
I did have fun. I got a cold. I still have remnants of it. I was like really wiped out Tuesday and Wednesday when I was there, which sucked. But it's always good. Holly was there as well, and we tried to do something that was, in hindsight, it was like, well, that was dumb. We went out there and we thought, well, we'll kind of go and we'll hang out in the free space in the lobby and just kind of connect with people. And that didn't work out because they had like security. Like, the Traffic and Conversion Conference is big. I mean, they had Damon John as a speaker, keynote speaker. They had Richard Branson as a keynote speaker on the Tuesday and Wednesdays. And so they had this thing locked down. You couldn't, it was at the Caesars Forum, and you had to go down some escalators to get down to the ground floor where all the exhibit rooms were, and the exhibit hall and all of that. They had you locked down. By Wednesday, you couldn't even go down the escalator into the main space. And so Holly and I were like, well, that's kind of was dumb. Now, I did make a couple of contacts, and actually I have a meeting with one of them later this week, but yeah. But I know that Terry and his wife, and there were a few other folks that we saw there. Simon White was there. So they had a great time. And but yeah, they thought the conference was good. But anyway, so digressing. Hey, so on the LoudEgg, so good stuff you have been doing. So you were saying about monetization. I've always wondered with you if you and maybe lay this question to rest. Are you throwing out affiliate links when you're doing like reviews of software and stuff? Because you
Mm,
really
yeah,
do some good reviews of some review videos that
thanks.
I've seen you do. You were kind of on a roll. You were really maybe the last month you've been doing much more frequently, which I think is great because I
Yeah,
love
I
that.
tried. Yeah, thanks. I tried to do more when I have time. I mean, I have two little kids and trying to time it when they're not around, even though I have crisp AI on my microphone, it drowns out the background. It's still hectic. They're starting fires behind me. So it's tough to do these videos when you got Lord of the Flies happening in your living room. But it's been, you know, a fun process. I'm still trying to find my voice, on there. In the beginning, early on, like a couple of years ago, I started for some reason doing the videos like Bob Ross, and I was very slow. Okay, now we're gonna check this out, and I was trying to be
You need
someone
to,
I wasn't.
you
You
could
know,
be a little Bob Ross. You just need to like
yeah,
get a
yeah. I
wig
wanted
with
to
the
be like
curly
Bob
hair.
Ross, and then my uncle said, your YouTube channel is a substitute for melatonin, and I was like, yeah, maybe I should switch this up. Even though I had good success early on because I had people overseas who were like, Joe, we like your videos because you speak so slowly and English is our second language. And if they hear me how I am now, they're not going to understand anything because I talk so
That's
fast.
funny.
So I had to
Yeah,
slow myself down. But I'm trying to do more workflows now. I mean, I do, they are reviews kind of, but I try to walk people through the tool. And then I say, yeah, I like it. It's good, whatever. I don't go,
right.
if it stinks, I say it stinks, but it's more of an overview of the tool,
Yeah,
even though I call them reviews because it gets better traffic on YouTube. But I am trying to go back to what I was doing in the beginning, where it was more like using multiple tools to do
right.
something. And also the affiliate, I tried that for like a minute. That was last year with AppSumo, and the commissions just aren't worth it. And then I found that a lot of people don't listen to affiliates. They're like, "Oh, you're
Yeah,
selling me this, you're attached to it." But I'm gonna probably do affiliate again, but for the private LTDs or for the subscription model. Like I was doing it for Surfer
right,
SEO for a while. Tools that I use definitely will do affiliate for. And then the other end of it was trying to work with founders to help them out, for them to have a space, because a
right,
lot of these founders, they're engineers. They think like engineers. They don't think like the user or the creative marketing part,
right.
but they don't really have budgets. So there's that. So it's kind of, LoudEgg is basically a knowledge base, a forum where people come together. And as for the website and monetizing, maybe courses, going to do some fun merch, from tech merch, so I can
Right,
combine my
right,
art design into that.
right,
And just we're still wigging it. We're still actually discussing how to incorporate it into our agency as well, because we're on these meets now. When we're meeting with clients, we are discussing AI a lot. We're discussing tools. We're helping them with their workflows. So I figured LoudEgg is kind of like, again, the IT guy, the tech guy in the company, the lab. It's kind of like the lab. So that could be where it's headed. But for now, it's a hobby, just having fun,
mm,
and sharing and helping
yeah,
people out, helping people use these tools.
yeah. Well, I know I love it, and I've always wondered. No, you talk about the affiliate thing, but I always appreciate when people are just giving an overview or review of a product and not necessarily doing it as a means of like, hey, I'm trying to, this is an affiliate here, go buy this from me. Because, it's like, well, is this truly a good opinion on the program or not? So I appreciate you. You're like, nah, we're not doing it from that standpoint. And I would just encourage you, brother, keep doing the reviews, the overviews, because I think they're good.
Thank
I
you.
generally go and I look, I'm like, hey, I wonder what this tool is. And I go on LoudEgg and see if you've done something out there on it. I'm like, I mean, you've steered me clear of a
Well,
of a
that's
few
usually the
things.
chat. Yeah, I'm usually asking you. We're in Craig's tool chat. That
Yes.
place is crazy. Someone mentioned something, everyone goes and buys it. We don't even know what it is. It's like,
Yes, I know. Oh man, it is yeah, we have the AppSumo addiction kind of thing going on. So I'm gonna lead into a question, but I'm gonna go find this thing. There was a poll. La, da, 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 hopefully I didn't pass it by already. um, oh, here it is. That really surprised me. One of the guys, and
Diego,
Fraga.
yeah, he's in our group too,
Yeah.
I think.
So I don't know if he's still in there. He was in the group with Craig. He put this poll out there, and I was like shocked. I mean, there's some really good tools, right? Surfer, Phrase, Pop. And then, the question is, if you had to pick one on-page SEO tool, um, and that was it, you could only use one, what would it be? And Neuron Writer was, by far running away from all of these others. I'm like, wow, really? I bought Neuron Writer. I
Yeah.
have it. I think I tried to let somebody in our group even use it. Like, listen, if you want it, I don't use it. It's a
Neuron's
little,
great.
but yeah, I was shocked by that. Um, do you did you vote on this? I'm curious on
Yeah,
your
yeah. Well,
insight.
the reason, and a lot of these groups, you have to remember, a majority of people in the SaaS group community, they're LTD addicts, so
Right,
they buy the lifetime deal. Surfer and the others, or Phrase did, but Surfer didn't have a lifetime deal. I wish. So a lot of them voted for Neuron. I bet because it was on AppSumo. They got it. They're
right,
using it. They're not going to pay for the other ones. Neuron's great. The numbers are a little bit harder to crack than the others. It's a little more conservative how it works with the on-page audit.
right.
I find actually one's missing is Cora. Cora is an excellent on-page. It's
Ted
probably the first
Tobias,
one I
Quora,
used.
man. Yeah, yeah.
Cora
Big Ted,
is
love his product too. Yeah,
Cora and Surfer are my favorite too, for the
yeah.
on-page. But my probably favorite all-time SEO tool would be Screaming Frog, which it's not necessarily an on-page tool, it's audit tool, but I think that if I had to choose one SEO tool, I would go with that one, and then go to the on-page.
I don't know why with Screaming Frog. I have Screaming Frog, and I've like tried to play around with it a number of different times, and I've seen. This was like a couple of years ago. Somebody I saw on a YouTube did a great audit, and now and he had a spreadsheet that he used to like pull information from Screaming Frog into a Google sheet and sort it, and then give you like, here are the things that like red, you got to fix this stuff, blah blah blah. I'm
Yeah.
like, oh, and I can't find that again, and I've searched around for this dude, because that really seemed like that was good, but I for whatever reason, and maybe I'm just like dense, but I cannot get my head around all of the different things you can do with Screaming Frog. And I think I even threw that up on Craig. Hey, can we like do a
I think we're
somebody?
doing a session. Yeah, I think we're gonna do a session on it.
Yeah,
Is it
do a
tomorrow
session.
or
Let's
this
do a
week?
session on Screaming
Yeah.
Frog because I'm an idiot and I can't figure it out.
No, it's just
But
it's not as visually like appealing, I guess, the UI compared to I know they use Sightbulb and some other ones, but Screaming Frog. All right, Pam, don't blame me. I'm not an affiliate. Actually, I would become an affiliate for Screaming Frog because they've been around for a while and they're an established tool.
yeah,
The thing that people forget about Screaming Frog is you could use it on other websites. Everyone's using it for
yeah,
their own. You could audit if they didn't block the robot, you can crawl the competitors' websites. So you can reverse engineer. You could really see what is going on other
right.
people's websites and
Yeah,
learn a lot. If people want to get started in SEO, they're like, how do I get started? If the tool doesn't scare you too much, use Screaming Frog, check it out, and then you start learning about, what the response codes are, 404 errors,
right,
missing
right,
alt, tech stuff. Just a lot of people are looking for the tool or for the backlinks or for whatever else they're doing. You gotta get the core of your website fixed
right.
before you can do anything else.
Yep,
And then
yep,
the internal linking. So
yep,
I think something like Screaming Frog is a good tool, or these on-page tools, Quora, Surfer,
right,
Pop,
right.
Neuron, go from there and optimize your own website before you start building out all this other stuff.
Yeah. Well, the those are a little bit different though too. So, Screaming Frog, you're doing a lot more of a site-wide technical view of your site.
Yeah.
And you can use other tools, SEMrush,
Oh yeah.
does and on, I use SE ranking as well.
Love
Um,
Nessie. That was one of the best lifetime deals I purchased in like
yeah, yeah,
2018 or
yeah, yeah.
17.
Um, and but these on page ones really are driving around specific content kind of piece. You can see my vote was ScaleNut.
The
I
scale
voted
nut.
ScaleNut.
And that's another good one that I got early on, and they
Yeah,
they
I
pivoted.
did.
They changed their whole platform. I
Yeah,
actually like the original, and now once you were mentioning it, I started playing around with it again, and it's impressive. They have a good team behind that product.
they really do. I really like it actually,
Yeah,
and we're using it quite a bit for content generation and optimization. And I was just meeting with one of our editors, our lead editor, earlier this morning, and when we're reviewing content that we have in ScaleNet, and we were just having this conversation. I think this is the issue with any of these, any AI content creator kind of package out there, is that they can create the content, which is amazing, right? Like how they can pull it, but you still need human intervention to make it look natural and to
yeah,
make it read appropriately, fact check, and using tools like ScaleNet or Neuron or Surfer, but Cora, to really optimize it from an SEO standpoint. So you I'm just a big proponent, and there are probably people that would argue with me on it, but I just don't think you can go hands off on AI driven content. You got to put your hands on it. You got to massage it,
absolutely. Yeah, you got
all
to
of that
dumb it
stuff.
down.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
got to dumb it down, and you have to definitely edit it. And the watermarks. Everyone's worried about these AI detectors, AI detection tools, which I don't even bother with anymore.
I don't either.
But the AI, the watermark that everyone is looking for, it's everything, every piece of content, almost everyone that I produce, long form, it'll have some inaccurate fact in there, and it'll make it so convincing. Like, this architect from France designed this garden, here, and you're like, oh, okay. And if you just miss it, it's gonna kill your ranking. The page will rank right away, and then it'll drop,
And
and
they'll
then they know
tank.
it's AI. So you really got to go through and fact check
Yeah,
everything, to make sure. And also get rid of the conclusion, get rid of certain words, transitional paragraphs,
yeah,
and the repetitive. It's okay if, say, you produce something that's 1,000 words, and if you notice it's repeating itself in each paragraph on a news story, um, that's trending. So what you
yeah.
want to do, it's okay if you make it 500 words. Just use some large pictures, and you're good, and put it up there. Doesn't have to be the whole length is strength thing with AI.
Yes, 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 and you can always tell as well, titles of the article, if it'll have the colon in it, right? And they're like,
Yeah.
"Oh," that's always a big
Yeah.
giveaway. Like 3 words, colon, blah, 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 the rest, and we're like, "Geez, just lop off the piece, from the colon on."
It's also good to when you put in a prompt, say you're just using ChatGPT, is to just say right at a fifth grade reading level or fourth grade reading level.
Right.
It'll dumb it down from right away from the get go. It
Yeah.
won't sound like a professor,
Yes.
And then if you want to say add this tone, add a little humor, stuff like that, have
Yeah.
fun with it. You have to feed it first. You have to guide it. You can't just say do this for me. And also remember to say please and thank you, because Skynet is going to come and they're going to remember who was polite. Who was polite to the AI?
Yes, and not just swearing at it, like, can you imagine Craig Campbell? I can only imagine how he interacts with,
Craig is teaching it how to curse like a Scottish pirate. He's yelling at that thing
Oh,
all day.
good lord. Listen, so you started down, and that was kinda one of my questions. What your favorite tools that you've kind of come across, whether it's more recently or in the past? I think you've mentioned, I will tell you one of my favorite, LTD deals, and that I just use continually still, is Phrase. I jumped on the LTD
Me too. Yeah.
offer with Phrase, and that was by far a fabulous deal. I use a package as well that I picked up. I think I got it through AppSumo, but called Dub. It's kind of a Loom alternative, but I think quite a bit more. And I don't know, I got an LTD on that. And I use that for all of our video creation for when I'm doing trainings and stuff with our staff. Um, I think those two are like the ones that I'm like constantly using. ScaleNet now we're using as well pretty heavily. What about you?
Some of the deals I've gotten SE ranking early on, even though I'm not using it as much anymore in the agency, but having it, if I go back to doing any freelance work, I'm using that because it's more affordable than the other two. I think SE ranking is part of the big three now with Ahrefs and
Right.
SEMrush. Uh, Tab Extend was like a $30 LTD a few years back that basically just gives you all your tabs and helps your browser out with all your tools, all your links. It's a nice, easy to use extension. Trying to think what else. ZimWriter was a big one. That's probably
Oh,
the one that I'm using the most for the long form AI content, and he's been doing updates like every week. It feels like every month, and it has a lot in there. I mean, it has a topical authority generator now. It has a penny arcade. It has a bulk writer. And that guy is a former LTD addict. I met him through the groups. He always would like message. He would message me some like interesting stuff, like how to use this tool for that. And it makes sense now that he created this awesome product.
yeah.
Like what else is out there? The Crisp one, LTD, I missed. That's something I love that drowns out the background noise on your
Oh,
microphone. Crisp AI, but it's affordable. I think it's like $50 a year or something. But they were on AppSumo a while back. There's recently a new SEO all-in-one called SEO Diddy.
oh
Some
yeah.
guys in
I have
Poland
that.
put together that. At first, I was ready to refund, and it was because so many issues. But their team has really added a lot and put in some AI stuff. I'm using that one almost every day to check out like, new organic keywords that the site's ranking for, auditing the site, checking backlinks.
Yeah.
The other one, True Ranker, Nozzle. Uh, there's a new one called Follower on AppSumo, and it's very inexpensive right now. I think he's going to raise that price soon. I think the first tier is like $19 or something like that.
Hmm.
It's basically AI for social media. Now it's kind of like a Hootsuite, like a scheduler, but I don't use it
Right.
for that. The top tier I think is like $79 for a million AI words or characters. It'll basically go through what's trending Google in the news, and then it'll let you, the AI, in whichever tone of voice you'd like, write Instagram post with an image, LinkedIn post, Twitter, Facebook, Medium, a blog. So you can get anything that's trending right away. Look for your client, what you want to share, and then have it write a LinkedIn post for. And it does it all really quickly. But it's
Hmm.
also good for research to see if you want to write something yourself. You have your writers do it, or to just write it in ZimWriter or Koala or
Right.
another
Right.
tool. Now it's buggy. It has some issues. I've kind of spoken to the founder. It has some things. So if you're going to get it, use it now. And that's my advice for everybody, especially in the AI space.
Yeah.
AppSumo, all the LTDs, it's changed a lot. It used to be everybody would buy things, put it on the shelf, invest in the roadmap. This year, especially last year, you have to use it within the refund period. If you don't, refund it, because it's going to become obsolete, most of these tools, in the next month. Like while we're talking right now, there's like three
Right.
other tools that just came out. So I recommend using the tool, get your ROI, do it. I already got ROI on it. I had it for a week. I already
Yeah.
managed a whole bunch of client stuff. They're happy. They're like, "Oh, where'd you come up with these ideas? This is what we wanted for our Facebook, and it's like, "Oh, good. I'm good. I spent $75, whatever, and full stacked it. And I probably won't refund it because I want to support, the founder, help him out.
Right.
And
Right.
it's such a good price. So
What was
there's
the
stuff
name of
like
that
that.
tool again?
Follower. It's
Follower. I
F
gotta go check
O
that one out.
LLOWR. There's some things like where you add a new account, it'll open a new tab,
Yeah.
some little stuff like that.
Oh, cool.
But
Yeah.
that's one that I really like. And there's another one, speech to note. And this all the everybody that's using Whisper AI
Right.
technology,
Right.
the transcription technology that's out now. That's a big crowded space currently. Speech to note will let you. They're working on the mobile app, but they have a web friendly for your phone that you can click and bookmark it to your phone. You can use it on desktop, but it's really meant for mobile. You basically speak into it up to 15 minutes, and it'll transcribe what you're saying. But that's no big deal because you can do that with your Bluetooth and your, on your phone.
Do that
But
with
then it
Google
has,
Doc.
yeah, Google Doc. I've been doing it a lot for blogging, but this one will give you a whole, and it has like, I don't know, 20 or so presets. What do you want to create from this? A LinkedIn post? You want something academic? You want a funny joke? You want like any Quora answers? And then you could change the preset. Once it's recorded, it'll change whatever. So I used it in the city a couple weeks ago, and I didn't want to know, where my park my car. And I was just like, okay, 44 in Madison. I forgot I'm using this. I just use my, notes. But I'm like, let me try it, 44th and Madison. It wrote like a whole article about the 44th and Madison is the center of the universe. And this time of, and I'm like, holy crap, this is great. You could, and then I'm working on some comic cartoon, like a children's book story. And I was like, give me a story about a penguin in Antarctica, and he goes on an adventure. Give me some ideas. It named all the characters in the story. That it gave me great ideas. What does he do for a living? What's his day job? So that's another tool that, again, you have to use it now because in a couple of months there's going to be a better one. But these are examples of some AI tools in that voice space that are moving rapidly.
So some of these tools are crazy. I had to go pull up SEO Diddy. I'm like, God, I haven't even looked at that. I didn't even have it bookmarked anymore.
Yeah, you gotta use it. I think I asked you about SEO crawl a couple weeks ago because I refunded that thing 3 times, and I was like, "Are you using that still?" You're like, "Not really." That one's working very well. It was bad in the beginning. Now it's much better.
Well, I do have that one still, and I have that one still bookmarked for whatever reason. I'm like, I can't even believe I like completely removed the bookmark for SEO Diddy. So now I'm like, okay, I gotta go look at this thing again. Yeah. So I'm gonna go look at these that you hit. I flashed up. Oh, we've been talking about AppSumo, and that's been my primary one that I've gone to go look at article or news software. Probably more recently in the last couple of months, I've also started monitoring product launch, that platform. There's another one. What starts with an R? I can't. Why am I?
What a writer?
Another one of these product launch kind of AppSumo-esque kind of sites that are listing.
Oh, Rocket Hub.
Rocket Hub.
Rocket Hub is a really they're competing, and how I know they're really competing with AppSumo is if you do a search for Rocket Hub, AppSumo paid for ads that say looking for Rocket Hub. AppSumo is an alternative to Rocket Hub. So it's like, wow, they are really getting a little threatened by Rocket Hub. There's a bunch out there. There's SaaSzilla, Rocket Hub. There's some new ones that are trying to compete with in the space. The founder of Rocket Hub actually is also, I believe, the founder of 99 Robots. He did Header Footer Manager plugin. He created that tool, which is awesome. But Rocket Hub has some. They had a tool recently, Flowick, which was very good, and it does step-by-step guides for customer support. And I've been using that for client support. That one I think just ended.
Nice.
But another, before I forget, extension, an AI writer that I've been using every day, Harpa. Have you been using Harpa?
I have not, and I know a few other people that like Harpa and have used it. And now, am I right? And doesn't Harpa resides on your computer? Am I right?
It's a Chrome extension. And it's been free for a couple of years now. They just did a lifetime deal, which I may get because I'm hitting limits now every day. But Harpa, basically, you can write standalone, long-form content, do all that, but it'll go into any website and pull anything you want. I use it a lot with websites where you have to update meta descriptions, titles, alt
Right,
tags,
right.
and it'll grab the page, what's on the page, and then you tell Harpa, create a meta for this one, create an article about this page, rewrite it. It's kind of like a chat GPT. It works with chat GPT or with your key, OpenAI key, and it'll write, create, it'll pull from YouTube, transcribe the YouTube video,
Yeah.
turn a YouTube video into a blog. So the free Harpa will be enough for most. And then I think the lifetime deal they just launched is $120, I think. And all that does is just make it unlimited, because if you do like a certain amount of requests every day, if you interact with a website every day, you will hit limits. So that happens.
So harpa.ai, right? That's
Yeah.
their,
Harpa
yeah.
Chrome extensions, really good.
I'm gonna have to go check it.
You want to say hi to Randy?
I know it. Hi.
That's Scarlet.
Hello. Good
Hi.
morning.
Say good
You're
morning.
not in school?
No, we got snow here. We got
Oh,
snowed in today. So
yeah.
got
It's
snow and
been
slush.
snowing here all day. Yeah, you're out there you're in Long Island, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Long Island on the North Shore. It's like a mix of snow, freezing rain. I mean, they back in the day they would have went. I know. Well, you definitely did, but they
Yeah.
had us walking through everything. So
Yeah. No, I live out here in Ohio now, just outside of Cleveland, and it's been cold and we have snow. It's kind of been snowing. It's going to snow really like through the weekend here. I don't know how much snow we're going to get, but
yeah,
like
there's
every
this
day.
whole front going through. It's like
Yeah,
coming right. It's coming from you guys over to us. Yeah.
yeah, it's going to be here for a while. All right, cool. So thanks for mentioning Harpa again. So now I'm going to have to
Free.
go
Yeah.
check that one out
Just
again.
get the free one unless you want to, upgrade it.
Others. All right, so I pulled this on the screen, and this I've read a couple of stories about this, and I still can't, not quite sure I've figured this thing out. This rabbit R1. I'm
Me
like, I don't,
too.
what the hell does it do? I don't know.
Everyone's saying it's basically like it's a phone, it's just a fancy phone. It does automated tasks for you. You could buy stuff on Amazon Prime through it. It sounds like a problem waiting to happen. And so I didn't even
Yeah,
buy it. I just saw the video and I was like, the presentation, I'm like, this is literally the shiny object that we
right.
don't know what it really does, but it it's an example of where 2024 is happening with AI. They're making the physical tools now. Like I know OpenAI teamed up with the former Apple developers and the head of the marketing. They're making an actual physical device this year, they said,
Yeah,
that would be an AI device like this for OpenAI. But
yeah.
this one, I was like, oh, this is cool. It's trending. Everyone's talking about it. I shared it in our mastermind group, and all of a sudden, half the guys bought it. And I go, I should have been an affiliate. It's on back order. I still don't know what it does. Like, where is the benefit for me on this?
Yeah.
As more stuff is released and more integrations, then of course I'll probably end up getting it. But it basically just AI automation. That's what it's going to do. But you could do a lot of this stuff on your phone too. So I don't know if I need another gadget in my pocket.
Well, and that's what I was always trying to figure out is this thing. I'm going to type this in here. This human AI pin. Have you seen this thing? So when you start talking about AI tools, right? So then it's like, well, what is this thing? And I saw this when this thing launched, but it is this wearable kind of pin that it can project essentially like a phone like LED screen on your
Oh wow.
hand, and then you
Yeah.
can like pop around on this thing, like, oh, right there, like I had it on his hand. And
Yeah, that
if
was
you go
cool.
on, yeah, if you go on YouTube, there's some different videos on there that's using AI to like, if you were talking to me in Croatian, I could like just hit a button and it would like take your language and then play it back to me in English, and then I could like, all right, hit it again, and I talk, and then it plays to you in
This
Croatian.
is the year of the gadget, of the AI
Yeah,
gadget. That's where we're
yeah,
going. And talking about the speech, they're making it. The quality's been great. The AI voice, but what they're doing now is they're making the response time quicker. As you type, it's immediate. So
yes,
that is already going to cause issues with scam callers. Like your aunt will call you and say, "Hey, send me money," and it's her voice, but
Yes.
it's not her. That's going to be a big problem. Um,
Yes.
I think a lot of the AI, the voice is moving much quicker than I thought.
Yes. Some of this stuff is just crazy, but this human AI pin,
I
if
gotta
I
check
were
this one
buying
out.
if I were buying a gadget and, that
This
I would
one.
this is you go look at the YouTube video of this thing, and you would be like, "That is cool."
Well, I was
And
waiting for the keyboard that they would have on the phones that it
yeah,
projected the hologram of the keyboard, and that's kind of
yeah,
like
yeah,
that's coming
yeah,
if
yeah.
that's here. So
Because this human AI thing, I think, Sam Altman, I think, is, got some hooks into this thing as
oh,
well.
he's
So
behind this one.
when you started talking about, OpenAI and doing some kind of a hardware device, that's what triggered me. I was like, "Oh, this thing right here is pretty."
Yeah, he poached like two former Apple product developers to kind
Yeah,
of join him and
yeah,
make products, and I think
yeah,
we're gonna see a lot more of those. So save your
yeah,
money.
yeah, save your
Watch
money,
out.
right.
We're gonna have robots
Alright,
walking
so
around.
I put the link to that in the chat so folks you can go see this, and then I also put the link to LoudEgg, so you can go and hit that in the Facebook group,
Yeah,
and
Facebook
join
group LoudEgg. You just search LoudEgg, and there's a
LoudEgg.
YouTube channel. YouTube channel's LoudEgg, and if there's anything you guys want to see on there, I can make
Yeah,
some videos, for
yeah,
that.
some
So
good stuff. Alright, so now let me hit you up with somebody. I'm gonna go back to LoudEgg. Somebody just recently actually put in a nice article about, doing some reviews of a bunch of different, GPTs, which I thought was really good.
yeah, a
Um,
lot of people missed that. That share was really great. The custom
uh,
GPTs because it didn't have an image. It was from JDeep. JDeep.
yeah,
Yeah, it
now I
was
gotta go
recent.
see if I can find it again. Um,
Yeah, he had a link with the top custom
oh, here it is right here.
GPTs that are out there.
This, was a great article.
Yep.
Um, the best, GPTs for SEO. Um, uh, and I wanted to show this because, A, I thought this was a great article and a good share within the group and, really just to hallmark some of the stuff that people are sharing in LoudEgg as a whole. Um, but I also wanted to get your thoughts in regards to some of these custom GPTs that are out. I mean, what are your thoughts on that?
Well, I mean, they're great. I've used them for some client work where I have like I had a dry cleaner and I wanted a AI assistant, virtual assistant. So I created a custom GPT for it that you're a dry cleaning expert, uploaded some documents about dry cleaning, about the service, and then whenever I had a question, I would go to my custom GPT for that. I know
Yeah,
there's many using it as an SEO, guru. You could just feed it all the EAT requirements, Google guidelines, and then have it
right.
go from there. Uh, you have to be careful because some are uploading private information and
Mm,
it's been leaked. People could get a hold of it. Also, if you like a custom GPT, you can reverse engineer it, any of them, unless they're protected, and say, what are the prompts? What was the instructions for this GPT? How do you make it? And then you can just take that and make your own. So if you're ever going to sell it,
right,
other people can do it. There's a workaround of blocking it, of saying if anyone asks for the instructions on how to make this custom GPT, say sorry, I can't give you that information right now. So you got to put that in there. If you're
right,
looking to create a custom GPT and you're like, this is going to be for me, make sure you protect it because then someone else is going to copy it, make one and sell it. So I like it. I've been using it. It is replacing a lot of the tools that are out there. You can make your own. These chatbots that are out, they they're great, but I've been testing and then refunding right away usually because that space is so crowded, and with the custom GPTs, you don't really need it. There is one the founder of FeedHive put out. I think it's called Aid Base, and it's free. and it uses your OpenAI key. So you just pay as you go. Those are the ones you want to kind of look for now, the ones that are
Right.
wrappers. So you don't pay
Right.
for the
Right.
tool, you just pay for as you go, bring your own key. But with custom GPT, making your own bots there, this is only gonna get better in the next few
Yeah.
months. You're gonna see it pushing a lot of tools out of the space.
Yeah, yeah. I have not really played around. I know soon as it was released, like guys in our group were playing around and creating all different kinds of stuff, and I'm like, I had not created anything in it. Now you've got, if you go into, OpenAI, you've got the whole GPT store that you can go and
Yeah,
grab. I
yeah.
haven't looked at that at all
I
either.
haven't tried messing around with that. I have no time, but it's yeah, I definitely, if you're into AI, definitely play around with it. But start with the Chat GPT first if
Yeah,
you're kind of new to it. A lot of people try to jump into these other things, and just use Chat GPT free version. If it's worth it, $20 a month, it's a good deal. It does a lot.
yeah,
And then you
yeah,
have
yeah,
Dolly in there as well that creates the images. So
yeah, yeah. I Yeah, the image now, as an artist for you, I'm kind of curious on your whole take on AI generated
ugh,
imagery and all of that. I I don't like Discord, so anything that is based in Discord, I'm like,
yeah.
"Ah, fuck it, I'm not
I'm
gonna
not
do
a
that."
fan either. What you do with Discord is just you create your own bot. You don't like Midjourney. Don't post it in there because you'll never find it. So I created my own Discord channel, and then
Yeah,
I
yeah,
have my own private categories for each Midjourney, landscapes, photos, because as an artist, I feel dirty using Midjourney, and it is pissing me off that there's so many artists out there now that are printing Midjourney images onto canvas and having an art show, and they're selling their work for a ridiculous amount of money. What I use
crazy.
Midjourney for, well, two things is stock photo replacement for websites, client websites.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
great. And then for fine art for my paintings, I work from photos a lot as references. So I will do a photo, not a painting, but photo of, and they say I want a boat in Hawaii. I can't get to Hawaii. So I'll have Midjourney create the photo I'm looking for. It looks like a real photo, and I'll paint from that photo, as reference. So I'm kind of mixing both worlds, but I have like two groups of friends. Well, Brian Winham says I have no friends, but I have my art friends, and I have my geek tech friends, my SEO friends. So my art friends are like, "You're a sellout, Joe. You shouldn't be using that. It's killing us all." And then my other friends like, "Come on, do it, Joe. Use Midjourney. It's awesome." So I'm like in the middle here, pull back and forth. But I love it. I love Midjourney. I think it's excellent. It's actually bringing back my old like photography days, because Midjourney was made for, if you're a writer and you know how
yeah.
to use words well, you're going to be great at Midjourney. If you're a photographer and you know about lenses and
Right,
all
right.
that stuff, you're going to be great at Midjourney. And if you're an artist, you're just going to be confused. But it's it's awesome with the face swapping now plugin add-on. You could do anything in there visually.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I have seen some really nice stuff on generated by photographers when they're using like different lens and they're talking about it like and apply this lens or blah blah this film or whatever. I'm like, wow, that is
Yeah, yeah,
amazing. But
yeah.
yeah, that's just beyond me. I'm not an artist nor a photographer,
Yeah, a
so
quick tip with Midjourney for all the Midjourney users, I'm sure a lot of people know already, is like a lot of people will use like photorealistic, as the main thing. Now, photorealistic is as an art term. So what Midjourney's thinking is you want a photorealistic painting. So
mm,
I always try to put photo of to the left, just like with keyword weight to the left. So you're telling it right away, this is a photo. Now, if you want to make it a high quality, realistic, movie screenshot or movie still or Netflix screenshot,
mm,
those will make it even more realistic at times. And then you put what it is.
mm,
I've noticed the weight of the keyword to the left, the word helps guide it better. And keep an eye on those like photorealistic terms. And then, adding like a 35 millimeter lens, wide
right,
angle, these kind of things will help as well with
right,
quality.
right.
So.
Ah, good advice. Good advice, my man. So what's around the corner for Joe and LoudEgg and whatever else you're doing?
Well, I'm gonna try my best to do some more videos, and I just recently removed from LoudEgg. It used to say Tech, AI, SEO as like a subheading. Now it just says LoudEgg because it's like anything goes. Have fun with it, you know. I want to create some more videos on even bringing in the design part of things, like using Adobe Illustrator to create your own logo, how to make your own business card in Photoshop, a little bit more of my creative part because I've been struggling with that. You know, just talking tech. I enjoy
Right.
it. There's an audience for it, but I feel like there's more we can do. Trying to get more guys like you and the other SEOs to get involved in the group, share your videos, share your lives, do whatever. I think it's going to help everybody. I mean, we have a few other SEO guys I think that are going to stream to the group, and that'll help them hopefully, you know, network. And I'm going to continue drawing on my downtime if I can. And the SEO, you know, Max Places, that's the main bread and butter
Yeah.
of
Yeah.
life. You know, and I enjoy it. It's a great job. You know, I'm really happy. I like the team. I kind of like working with Brian Winham. He's all right. You know,
I like
and
working.
it's great. You know, learning a lot with him, and interacting with clients. So, you know, I'm busy, and being a dad and all that, husband, and, you
Oh,
know,
that's all busy, right? Being a
all
dad. My
busy.
my, oldest just turned 18 yesterday, so
Wow,
that
that's wow.
it goes so fast. Oh my
I have a
god.
6 and a 4-year-old, and they're going on being teenagers already. It's like, what
Oh,
is happening here?
yeah.
You
Well,
know, it's
wait until you have a real teenage daughter. Your mind will, like, oh,
oh,
my
I'll be yeah, no.
my daughter is 16, and, that is, like,
I can't.
that's a whole 'nother world. Yeah.
That's why I don't sleep already.
Exactly, exactly. Well, listen, brother, appreciate you being on the show today. So fun. Thanks for sharing so
Yeah,
much.
no,
You're just
thanks.
full of great wisdom and
I
just
am.
great insights on
I
so
don't
much
think I
stuff.
am. I was like, I can't believe you're having me on. It's like me.
Oh, super fun. And and I just invite folks, go hit Loud Egg, go join the group. A lot of great stuff in there. Good people in there posting all kinds of great stuff as well. Go seek out Joe on Facebook and hit him up directly. And
Yeah, message me.
yeah,
I'm around, you know. And yeah, Randy, thanks so much for inviting me. I'm
yeah,
honored, and it was a lot of
absolutely.
fun. And I hopefully I didn't ramble too much.
Good stuff. I appreciate it, man. All right, buddy. Well, we'll see you in Craig's group and
Yeah,
man, enjoy the snow.
yeah. Thank you, man. Thanks a lot. Thanks,
All
everybody.
right, folks, and check us back next week. I got to go look at what our schedule is. Oh, I got Paul Andre de Vera from SEO, the SEO show. I think
Nice.
his show on YouTube, which is good. So he'll be a lot of fun as well. So that's next week, guys. Otherwise, thanks for joining us, and again, thanks, Joe, and we'll talk to you soon.
Bye.